right, yo. We downtown at the music shop with my man OG Illa. What's going on, Illa?
What's good, bro? How you doing, man? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, man. I known this man for years.
Yes,
from
sir.
Rapping, creating content. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? He always been one of them top guys doing this thing out here in Richmond. So, you know what I'm saying? Now you got your own store.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you, bro.
Can you tell people about it? What's the music shop?
So this is the space is called Center.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a creative space. It's powered by the music shop. So we have a little bit of everything here. We got retail.
Okay.
In the front. We got an event space, art gallery, photo video production in the middle. We're in the media room right now where we do like podcasts, interviews, content, meetings. And then we have a recording studio in the back as well as a few tenants. So it's a little bit of everything here.
That's dope. That's dope. So it's a multi-use center basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We call it a creative space because we just be creating a whole bunch of shit here. So yeah.
I see a lot of your stuff on Instagram basically every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's great to see that, man. You always creating content, always doing something, touching the town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as far as from when you opened this store, like what are the biggest things that you've seen, like
from when I opened it?
yeah, just like the music, as far as like the music scene or people that you've run into, like how has it expanded like you as a person and as a businessman?
So I think that's the key right there. That's the biggest answer. It's really grown me as a businessman. I've grown as a businessman because of it. When I was doing music, and one of the reasons I ultimately stopped doing music is everything was about me.
Okay.
Like it was my music, my video, my single, my album, my tour, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's cool because that's, you know, if you're in that, you know, that's how you should be. You should be very focused on what you're doing to create the best product possible, the best experience possible. But when you take on this role, it's not about just you anymore. You know,
Gotcha.
I have 5 different clothing brands in here. I have 5 or 6 different artists displaying their work here. I have 3 or 4 different tenants. You know, I have events. I have, you know, partnerships and all types of things. So the biggest thing is, one, learning to think outside myself. Expand that part of me, which requires you not to be selfish, to be open-minded,
Right.
but also to set standards and boundaries for yourself as well. And then think about the bigger picture as far as like, what are we gonna do here? How are we going to create longevity? How are we not going to be one of these things that just ultimately pop up and then shut down in Richmond that
True.
we see a lot? And that with me having to think about the business first, because there has been times, and I talked about this recently on another podcast, where that old me wants to come out, you know what I'm saying, and be like, man, fuck this, like, yo, you got me fucked up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I make a decision now, it's ultimately not just about me. It's about everybody that's involved in the music shop or center, and that's probably been the biggest thing that I've had to learn. And that comes with negotiation, patience, respect, ultimately, and then again, just seeing the bigger picture. What, like, all right, you might be frustrated right now, but are you gonna let that frustration lead to ruining a relationship, ruining, you know, doing something that could ultimately harm the community?
Gotcha.
And what I built this space for in particular was to have a safe space for creatives in the community, because I feel like when you feel safe, you can be vulnerable, and in your vulnerability, you create your best work. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So,
Yes, sir.
you know, and that's just, you know, maturing along that level has been the biggest, not obstacle, but like learning process. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hot-headed at times, and we know from the past that I can be controversial. I can, you know, and
yeah. If you know OG Illa, you know how that man used to be on the Twitter, Instagram. It was a force to be reckoned with back in the day.
Exactly. and part of that was
Was it the competitive nature, or
it was a little bit of everything. It was immaturity. One, I gotta claim that first. Two was I didn't care about anything but myself at that time.
I got you.
Being a father, has made me care about other things first.
You got 2 little ones now?
I have 3 technically. I have 2. I have a stepson who's 11. I have a 2-year-old and a 5-month-old.
Word, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to being a stepfather, man. It's a big responsibility, right there.
It is, man, and that's another battle, or not battle, but like learning process that I'm still going through. You know what I'm saying? That never really changes. You know what I'm saying? So
being a parent is everyday
exactly
experience.
Exactly. So with that being said, that was my first change of like having to care about somebody first every day besides myself, and that ultimately led me to like thinking different and my perspective being different. And then that allowed me to look at myself, look inward, and then made me look at like, what do I really want to do with my life? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I proud of everything that I've done musically? I'm proud of a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? I've done some really fucking cool things that even now people haven't done or aspire to do.
Right.
But when my kids get old enough, the things that I want to show them that I've done or maybe ultimately pass along, I want to be very proud of that, and I want them to be proud of it. So
leaving a legacy.
Exactly. And with that being said, that's kind of where I'm at mentally and just business wise.
That's dope. That's dope. And one thing you got coming up now, you're curating an event at the Hippodrome Theater.
Yeah.
What date is that?
August 11th, the 50th year of hip hop.
Yes, we're celebrating 50 years, bro.
50 years, bro.
Crazy.
Everybody keeps saying we're at its infancy, and it's crazy to think that is like one of the youngest forms of music, and 50 isn't old, but yeah, I ain't 50 yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Exactly.
I'm doing everything I can not to turn 50 in a good way. Yeah. So yeah.
Staying young at heart.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah.
So tell us about the Rapper's Delight.
It's actually curated by Antisymbol from Shaco Records.
Okay.
The music shop, where our involvement is handling logistics, helping with marketing and promotions.
Okay.
And then just ultimately, being a support for, the community.
And you've been doing a great job with the marketing and promoting. We just saw you on the news the other day.
Thank you, man.
You know what
Thank
I'm saying?
you.
Love seeing that, man.
Shout out our partners at Spring Story as well. That's one of the guys that we work with exclusively, and he's a good mentor. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's taught me a lot about PR and marketing, and shout out Jason. So yeah.
Word. So tell us about the concert. Who's performing?
All right, so Nicholas F is back outside.
Woo.
Yes, this is gonna be his first show in I believe 3 years.
That's crazy.
So it's in. There's gonna be more surprises along the way. I can't speak on it right now. We got Kane, who's gonna be setting off his H2O tour that day. That's gonna be the first show of that. And then the next day he's in DC. We got Radio B, Noah O, and Repaton performing. We got Hip Hop Henry on the 1s and 2s,
okay.
Or if you don't know what that is, he's DJing. And we have the legendary and my mentor Mike Street hosting the event, and he'll be also giving a special presentation on the history of hip hop in Richmond or Central Virginia.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about that because I've been fighting a lot to have Mike Street included in more conversations that I feel like he's left out of, which I don't understand. But
definitely a legend in radio, back to when he was in college.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah. People don't really understand that. I'm not going to say it wouldn't be what it is or it wouldn't be great, but like Mike Street opened the doors for pretty much everybody that that has done music in Central Virginia.
Okay.
Down to Skills, Lonnie B, Danger, Kalanchi, all of those guys. You know what I'm saying? And they'll say it as well too. So and I got to interview him on my podcast recently, and just finding out some of the the real history of what he's been involved in is just incredible, bro. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Shout out your podcast real quick.
Oh, it's just the Music Shop podcast. We were running for a while. We stopped, but we're reformatted, so we'll be starting up again. We're dropping new episodes.
What I say is, when you're creative, you never stop. You pause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You took a pause.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was like I did it a couple times, and I tried different formats because I'm not somebody who's like opposed to trying things.
Yeah.
But I ultimately think I knew what I wanted to do, so I finally started doing what I wanted to do.
Dope.
Yeah. But back to the show.
Yeah. Give us the date.
Yes, August 11th. Doors open at 6:30. We got performances. There's gonna be some legends in the building. There's gonna be some industry folk in the building, and then ultimately, man, I want this to be very clear. The performers is definitely a part of it, right? Because, we love Nick, we love the other acts and stuff like that. But the real significance of this is that everybody that has been involved in the hip hop scene in Richmond needs to be there.
Yes.
Because it's a celebration of us.
I'm going to be there.
Yeah, it's a celebration of us. And yeah, we got some different performers, but if you're not on the performances, that does not mean that you're not indicative of the representation of Richmond hip hop, bro. We've all done this together for 15 plus years now. And, it's just time that we get together in one room and celebrate each other.
Yeah. And this actually could be a great place to catapult and move the culture forward.
Exactly.
And push out more dope shows like this, because you couldn't really do a Hippodrome show.
Yeah.
A few years ago, there's a lot of venues that are way more open to doing hip hop shows.
Way more.
When we started coming out here doing stuff,
bro. I gotta say, because I think that because he hasn't been in Virginia for a long time, like Octavian and Kane McCoy from Slapdash.
Shout out to Octavian next.
Yeah, they need a lot of love, because there would not be a lot of what's going on without them. They definitely gave a resurgence to the scene, and. Like, I remember the first shows, like, where they had to do it in, like, a corner at Nara Sushi off of Main Street. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they were able to break down doors, like, and get us to perform at Strange Matter and Camel, which ultimately led to the Broadberry and the National and, now ultimately the Hippodrome. And, I think they deserve, like, an immense amount of flowers for that, because, back to like when he was rapping and he did know Louis V, which is, I want to say 2008 or 9. He really set a standard for independent music, and then ultimately, like, just the message of like, yo, we can do this by ourselves. We don't need major labels. We don't need cosigns. And that message to me is still clear to today, because I try to preach that like everything we need is right beside us. So instead of always trying to reach up for help, we could just reach out. And, we can connect with each other and build everything that we want to build.
I like that, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all cop y'all tickets early. Where can they get their tickets at?
They can get it right now at shacorecords.com /RVA Rappers Delight. Or you just go to shacorecords.com and look up the events tab. Either way.
Right.
Or hit me up. If you need them, I'll send you the link directly. Just get those things, man.
Gotta do that, man. Let's pack this show out, man. It's gonna be a fun night for hip hop, man. It's gonna be love. It's always love in the building when we all get together.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm looking forward to it, yo. I'm just happy y'all put this event together. So shout out to y'all, Rappers Delight.
RVA Rappers Delight.
Yes.
Let's go.
And then just sticking on the subject of the 50th year of hip hop.
Yes, sir.
I want to get a little bit of get in tune with you about what type of hip hop you like. So, who's your favorite rapper
ever? Lil Wayne. I'm never. That's never ever gonna change, man. But I will.
Block is hot, Lil Wayne, and when Carter.
I mean, literally all of it, bro. Like I'm definitely a stan. He can't do no wrong in my eyes. Lil Wayne's the GOAT. He's the best that ever did it, and that's till I die. So yeah.
All right, favorite album.
This is where it gets tricky. Favorite album. I think it always depends on like the day and the mood, because there's so many great albums. So I'll give you two answers. I think the first perfect album and the standard for a perfect album is always going to be Illmatic. It's just
can't argue with that.
It's just is just amazing. He,
Right.
you know, from the actual songs on it to the, you know, the lyrical ability and all of the skill sets that Nas brings, but also him being the first one to bring multiple different producers and create a cohesive project.
Yeah.
Special. And again, it puts you in the life of a black male in New York in 1992, 93, you know what I'm saying? And you feel like you're there with him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like really like an experience. And I think so many people could learn lessons from just that aspect of it, of the ability to storytelling, the vibes and everything. So, but my favorite album, man, it's always going to be like between the Carter 2 and Carter 3 for me.
Okay.
Because of like where I was at in life and when I heard those albums. That's a big
thing about albums, yo, where you're at in your life.
Yeah, you know,
it'll affect you in a different way.
I felt like I was Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm here, and I remember the anticipation of the Carter 3 dropping and me being at my all-time Wayne standum and just like waiting. Like it was all right. So the original version was supposed to drop on my birthday on November 13th in 2006 or 7, I believe. I think it was 2007. Ultimately, it got pushed back because it got leaked. Mm-hmm. And it got pushed back.
Big league time.
Yeah, big league time, especially for him, man. So I had my pre-orders ready. I went to whatever CD store was at Regency. I remember it. I can't remember what the CD store was called.
FYE?
Yes. I went there and put my pre-order in. So I had it before, technically had it ready before everybody. I got it dope. The moment I could get it. And then, ultimately got leaked. A new version came out. So just for, like, again, about the experience of it, mm-hmm. that is just, like, one of my favorite experiences. Because I also, I've heard the original version, and I've heard the version that everybody else has, heard. Because I was deep in the leaks. I was on the internet scouring everything, bro. I crashed my first Mac computer because of that. So
yeah, man, shout out to them times.
Yeah, those were again. So I think it's just about being there and just being part of it. But there's so many great albums, bro. I mean, I could give you a billion albums that I like, that I would, ultimately put up there as well. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope.
Yeah.
And in closing, my last one is, give me one of your favorite hip hop moments. It can be personally for you or from another artist that you idolize or look up to. I'm
gonna stay on my Wayne train today. I'm gonna stay on the Wayne train.
On the Wayne train.
Yeah. In 2007, he came out here to Richmond. Mm-hmm. It was right after he had just got arrested in Arizona, so we didn't know if he was gonna make it.
Oh, man.
He was at the Landmark Theater.
I was there.
Yes, it was my freshman year of college, actually, at VCU. Okay. So we got like the student discount. It was the first time I ever bought a whole zone, ounce of weed, for those who don't know what that is, to smoke for this show. So me and my boys, we were, at that time we were still smoking mids, but whatever. And bro, we went there. We waited like 2 hours for him to show up. He showed up. He came out. He threw his jacket at the DJ.
Yeah, and then he was mad.
Yeah, he was mad.
Messing up the whole night.
Yeah, he and then he did the start with straight shots and then pop bottles. That joint. And he did that joint 3 times in a row at the end, and every time it just got more live and more live and more live. And I was on the top floor, and I thought at one point that bitch was gonna fall down. I was so just didn't give a fuck, and also like, yo, this shit might fall over, like, cause everybody had moved to the edge, trying to get as close to him from the top part. And like, dog, that was just like, it's still to this day my favorite concert ever. You know what I'm saying? Because I was also so connected.
Yeah,
you know
that show was crazy.
Yeah.
I remember that show. I was there. Shout out to my man A+.
Yeah. DJ A+. Hell yeah.
He was up in there. And that place was rocking from beginning to end.
Yeah,
and
bro.
Wayne, smoked on the stage. He was smoking wild blunts.
Yeah.
He had that joint smoked out.
Yeah, bro.
And he puts, if you never been to a Lil Wayne show, man, you missing out.
Yeah, bro. He
especially prime Lil Wayne.
Oh my God, yeah. I saw him recently again at Something in the Water, and one thing I love about Wayne that I think that a lot of artists miss, recently the Doja Cat situation, is he's so thankful for his fans.
Yeah.
Like he begins and ends every concert with thank you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And
very humble.
Yeah. And then, it's just to see that after, bro, he's been in 20 plus years, to see that type of awareness and just appreciation is just like, all right, man, that's, you know what I'm saying? You just recertifying why I love you so much.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like you just sold your next ticket.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. So, I'm gonna stay in my Wayne fandom for today. That's it.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
man. Yo, shout out to my man OG Illa. Get in tune with the guy. Where can people follow you on social media?
Follow me everywhere at the MSQ Shop, or themsqshop.com. MSQ means music. So.
All right, man. Yo, appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you, man.
Congrats on everything, yo.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We out.
Peace.